Welcome. Today, we are diving deep into an idea that is, well, pretty life-changing. It's called the prosperity reset. If you've ever felt like you're just stuck in a financial rut, we're going to explore how you can do way more than just manage your money. We're talking about completely rewriting your financial story from the inside out. So, let me just start with a quick question for you. Does it ever feel like your financial life is just kind of happening to you? Like you're not really the one in the driver's seat? If you're nodding along right now, you are definitely not alone. And believe it or not, there's a really specific reason for that feeling. Here's the thing. Most of us are running on this invisible program, this money script that was written for us when we were kids. And it's this script that's actually calling the shots on our financial decisions, a lot of the time without us even having a clue. Okay, so if we're going to take back the wheel, we first have to understand the program that's running in the background, right? You can think of it like your personal financial operating system. This mindset, this is the foundation for absolutely everything else. So what exactly is this money script? Well, it's basically a collection of all these deep-seated subconscious beliefs you formed about money when you were young. Did your parents always say things like, money doesn't grow on trees? Yep, that's part of your script. Did you see people around you struggling or maybe thriving? That's in there too. It's like this invisible code that is quietly running every single financial choice you make today. And this script has some huge implications. I mean, it quietly dictates how comfortable you are with taking a financial risk, what you even believe is possible for you and your bank account, and whether you see money as this amazing tool or as a constant threat. It even messes with your ability to wait for a bigger reward later instead of grabbing something small right now. And usually, these scripts push us into one of two main mindsets. On one side, you've got scarcity, this feeling that everything is limited, that there's not enough to go around and it's all driven by fear. But on the other side, you've got abundance, the belief that you can create value, that opportunity is everywhere. The entire prosperity reset really just begins with this one single powerful shift from scarcity to abundance. And here is the absolute turning point. The reset kicks in the moment you decide to take full responsibility. It's about consciously changing your identity from someone who is a victim of their circumstances to someone who is the architect of their own financial future. That right there, that's where all the power is. So once you've stepped into your role as the architect, well, every architect needs a blueprint, right? And that brings us to part two, the architecture of prosperity. This is the actual framework you're going to use to build real, lasting wealth. Look, every truly prosperous life is built on these three pillars, and they have to be in this exact order. You have to start with knowledge. You just can't hit a target you can't see. Next up is discipline, because that's what turns what you know into what you actually do, day in and day out. And finally, you bring in leverage, which is how you multiply your results and finally break that link between how much time you put in and how much money you make. And this right here illustrates a huge idea. So many of us wait around for motivation to hit us. But motivation, it's emotional, it's flaky, it comes and goes. Structure, on the other hand, is about building systems and habits that just work for you automatically, every single day, whether you feel like it or not. Structure is what creates automatic progress. Now this is the cycle of how wealth is actually grown. You learn, then you earn, then you manage, then multiply, and finally sustain. Now here's the problem. Most people get stuck at stage 2, earn, and they never ever make it to managing their money well, let alone multiplying it. Real prosperity only begins when you start moving through this entire flow. Okay, so we've got the mindset and we've got the architecture. But you can't build a beautiful new house on a shaky, cracked foundation. And that leads us to the most hands-on part of this whole process, actively breaking the old financial patterns that are holding you back. This quote really just gets to the absolute heart of it. This isn't just about you. When you make the decision to break a negative financial cycle, maybe one that's been in your family for ages, you are literally changing the future for your kids and their kids. It is an incredibly powerful thing to do. Let's be honest, so many of our financial decisions are driven by feelings, not by cold, hard logic. Take a look at these. Do any of them seem a little familiar? Fear can make you terrified of good investments. Guilt can make you overspend on other people just to please them. Just recognizing your own personal emotional triggers is the first crucial step to taking back control. So how do you actually break one of these patterns? Well, it's a simple 4-step process. Let's say your trigger is stressed shopping online. Step 1 is awareness. You just notice, hey, I do that. Step 2, interruption. The next time you feel that urge, you physically close the laptop. Step 3, replacement. Instead of shopping, you decide to go for a walk. And finally, step 4, repetition. You just do it over and over and over again until going for a walk becomes the new automatic response to feeling stressed. All right, so with a new mindset in place and the tools to start breaking those old habits, you're not just fixing the past anymore. You are actively building the future. And this brings us to our final empowering step, designing your own personal prosperity blueprint. So why a blueprint? Because a blueprint is the bridge that connects your dreams to your reality. A goal like, I want to be wealthy someday, that's really just a wish. A blueprint takes that wish and turns it into a structured plan with clear, actionable steps that can turn your good intentions into actual, tangible results. But, a blueprint that just sits on a piece of paper is totally useless. You have to activate it. And that means total commitment, making a real decision to follow your plan. It means consistency because those small daily actions are what create massive results over time. It means having the wisdom to course correct when you realize a strategy isn't working. And this one is super important. It means celebration. You got to reward yourself for hitting those milestones to keep the fire lit for the long haul. And really, this is the ultimate transformation. When you follow this path, you shift from being a passive person, just kind of hoping prosperity falls into your lap, to being the active creator who is building it brick by intentional brick. So, I'll just leave you with this final thought. The tools are all here. The blueprint can be designed. You are the architect of your own financial destiny. So the only question left is, what are you going to build?